Hey guys, welcome back to the Daniel Federico show. And today it's going to be a little different. It's actually going to be a little different for the next couple of weeks, as this show is going to it's a sports show. The Olympics are going on. The Milano Cortina Olympic Games are going on right now. We're going to talk about them. For the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be covering it. Hopefully every single day I'll be covering it, or hopefully once a week, twice a week. But as of right now, I'm going to try and go for every single day. So welcome to the Daniel Federico show. It's going to be great. Let's get into it. It was a pretty good action-packed day 2 of the Olympics. A lot of curling, and the women's hockey tournament finally kicked off. But first, we're going to get into some Canadian news. Team Canada versus Finland game that was supposed to happen today was postponed to the Finland's team illness. The norovirus has been going around the locker room, affecting 13 players and some staff. The game has been rescheduled for February 12th. Canada will play its first game of the Olympics against Switzerland on Saturday at 3 p.m. on CBC. In other news, snowboarder Mark McManus crashed Wednesday night during big air training and was taken off the course on a stretcher. He did not compete in the big air event on Thursday, but he is hopeful that he can still participate in slopestyle. Tough break for Canada. The team can't play their first game of the tournament until Saturday now. And Mark McMorris going down with injury. Hopefully he's all right and he can participate in slopestyle. But let's go to some Olympic hockey. Let's talk about it. We had 3 games today. We were originally supposed to have 4 with Canada, but we had 3 games today. We were lucky. Early in the morning, though. But let's go to the first women's hockey game of the tournament. Sweden, Germany. Sweden tops Germany 4-1. 3 of the Swedes' goal came from the power play. Sweden going 3 for 4 on the power play and outshot Germany a nice 37-16 in the 4-1 win. Sweden's next game is Saturday when they take on Italy, and Germany will also face Japan on Saturday also. Let's jump to the second game of the day. France gets destroyed by the home nation team, Italy. It was a similar tale to the first game. The French scored first, but that would just last exactly 1 minute as Italy's Kayla Tutino found the back of the net. And from that point on, it was all Italy, winning the game 4-1 and outshooting France 46-15. France will have a quick turnaround as they take on Japan Friday, and the Italians will face a tough test on Saturday against Sweden. The game of the day, Team USA, the Americans, going up against Czechia. The Americans played a near-perfect game against Czechia, winning 5-1, with Vice President J.D. Vance in attendance. Going into the Olympics, some thought the Czechs would be a team that could pull off an upset against the U.S., but wow, was that ever a bad take? The United States were in charge of this game right from puck drop. Alex Carpenter scored the state's first goal off the power play. That would be the only power play goal of the game. The U.S. kept its foot on the gas with goals coming from Joy Dune and Haley Skarura scoring a minute apart from each other. Captain Haley Knight scored a stellar goal to put the game to bed. States 5, Czechs 1. Czechia right back at it on Friday, taking on Switzerland. The United States will be off till Saturday as they take on Finland, hopefully, depending if Finland is capable of playing this game. After day 1, here's the standings for the women's hockey tournament. Not much to see here as we're only 1 game in, but I'll be keeping you guys updated as it switches. Let's move into curling. It was a packed day for curling, and it was also a packed day for Team Canada. Mixed doubles Team Canada, Peterman and Galen, are unstoppable after beating Norway 6-3 and the home nations Italy 7-2 today. Canada goes 2-0 on the day. They will move to 3-0 in the mixed doubles action. Round robin action continues for the Canadian pair Friday as they take on Team USA at 4 in the morning. What's better than watching curling at 4 in the morning? Nothing. It's the Olympics. Get in the spirit, fellas. Let's go. Let's go take a look at the United States action from today because they had a barn burner against Norway. U.S. went 2-0 on Thursday with wins over Norway and Switzerland. In Game 1, it was a close one, beating Norway 8-6. Down 6-4 going into the 7th end. Corey Thies got a takeout on the hammer for 2 U.S. points to tie it up. And then in the 8th and final end, the United States captured another 2 points to win the match. In Game 2, the United States beat Switzerland 7-4. Lots of mistakes were made by Team Switzerland, and it felt like every single mistake that they were making, the U.S. were just capitalizing. That's why they came out victorious. They went 2-0 on the day. The United States will see Canada and Czechia on Friday. Here's the other results from the packed curling action. Great Britain won 10-5. Sweden 7-4 victory over Czechia. And then Italy, the home nation, beating South Korea. Today was Italy's first loss as a duo, the broadcast was saying, in their whole time competing together. And Italy's duo, their pair, competing in all these competitions together, Italy lost their first game against Canada today. That's what the CBC broadcast was saying. A lot of good results from today's curling action. More to come, obviously. It's going to be packed with curling. Tomorrow's, I'm pretty sure, is packed with curling. But let's take a look at the standings as the top 4 nations will move on to the medal round. You got Canada 3-0, Great Britain 3-0, the United States 2-0, Sweden 2-1, Switzerland 2-1, Italy 1-1, Estonia 1-2, Czechia 0-3, South Korea 0-3, and Norway 0-3. Now let's go look at tomorrow's schedule for curling before the opening ceremonies get underway. Canada versus the United States at 4:05 in the morning. That's going to be awesome. Going to be drinking a lot of coffee tomorrow to watch that one. That game is going to be fantastic. Well, that match is going to be fantastic. Canada, United States, Great Britain, Sweden, Italy, Switzerland. And then at 8:35 a.m., you got the United States going up against Czechia, Estonia versus Italy, Great Britain and versus South Korea, and Norway and Sweden to finish it off. Action-packed curling tomorrow at 4:05 in the morning and at 8:35 also. 2 draws tomorrow. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait to spectate that, especially Canada versus the States. The Canadians versus the Americans. Tomorrow, 4:05 in the morning. You guys should watch it on CBC and CBC Gem, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let me double check. Let's see if I have it in my notes here. I do. You can catch all the action on CBC Gem. Now let's move on to the last event of the day. It was the big air qualification. The top 12 will move on to Saturday's final. Let's take a look at this list. Canadian Francis Jobin, the 27-year-old from Quebec, will be the lone Canadian at the final after scoring a total of 170.75 points to finish 6th in the qualifier. Italy's Ian Mattioli finishing 2nd in the qualifier with a score of 174.50. And then finishing 1st in the qualifier was Japan's Ogiwara Hiroto with a score of 178. The final will take place on Saturday, February 7th. Now let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule. It's going to feel a lot more packed than it actually is just because tomorrow is the official opening ceremonies of the Olympics. I know every single day is going to be action-packed, but tomorrow it's going to feel a little clustered just because they have to get all their events done before the opening ceremonies. But let's take a look at Friday, February 6th at 3 a.m. We're going to have women's ski jumping, and then at 3:55 a.m. we're going to have some figure skating going on, a team event. Obviously, we have some curling. We talked about it earlier in the video. Then alpine skiing at 5:30 in the morning. Some more figure skating. Getting into the hockey games, France and Japan at 6:10 a.m. Figure skating at 7:30. It's going to be one of those days where it's going to be awesome, packed with some curling, some hockey, some figure skating, and some skiing. It's a beautiful day. And the last event of the day before the opening ceremonies get underway, it will be Czechia taking on Switzerland at 8:40 a.m. You can catch all the action on CBC Gem. And the opening ceremonies also will be taking place on CBC Gem. That's a great day. Some of these episodes are going to be longer than others. It's a short today because there's for sure lots to talk about in this episode. But in the next couple of days, while every single event starts kicking off and the days become longer and the action becomes more packed, the episodes will be longer. But I'm Daniel Federico, and this has been my Winter Games recap. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Ciao.